Okay, awesome. Okay, so I wanted to chat a little bit today about a morning routine. And I'll be fully transparent. If you didn't see the post, I was fully transparent. Well, Elise and Joy will know this. I always run late. I chronically run late. And here's one of the main reasons behind this. I hate dead time. Like I loathe dead time. And to me, showing up early is just dead wasted space. And I hate it so much. And so I'd rather be late than have that awkward dead time. But I'm like, you know what I could be doing right now? But another thing is like I am the girl who's always rushing out the door, kind of on the anxious. I it's a West Coast thing. I am like, how long can I sleep to wake up to do? But my mornings were like just this cram of like anxiety, and there was nothing. It was literally just do all the things that I had to do to get out of the door as quickly as possible. And there wasn't like a nice natural flow. It was just like stress and anxiety all morning long. And I was like, I need to get out of this space. And as I work from home now, we homeschool our kids. I don't have to go anywhere. I rarely leave my house, which is nice. But then it got to this like, I just kind of do all morning long. And then it was like the complete opposite. And then it was like, well, now we've got lots of dead wasted space that I don't like either. And so I was like, I need to create a better morning routine that doesn't make me anxious or stressed out, doesn't have this like 3 hour long thing of nothing where all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's 11 o'clock and I've done nothing today. Which, some mornings it's great to do that. Sometimes Saturday morning, you just need to do nothing. It's fine. But when you work from home and you're always home, that's monotonous and it shouldn't exist. So I like started reading books and looking at listening to podcasts and all these things of like, how can I have a better morning routine? What are all these things? I don't know if you guys follow Mel Robbins. I love me some Mel Robbins. She had a great podcast on her morning routine, and she's got this whole high five thing she does in the mirror every day. And then she has this like movement portion she does and reading and all of these things. And I was like, love it. I need to do that. You guys, it took so long to do all the things because I'm a perfectionist. And I had to spend 20 minutes moving, even though I'm going to be doing a workout later. And I had to do all my reading and my self development. And I was like, I don't have time for this. So, in this process, I realized I had to create my own morning routine because everyone else's morning routine is not going to jive with mine. And that's part of the reason we're here is to tell you that I don't know what your morning routine is going to be because it needs to be your own morning routine. You need to own it. So something, if you can, I know Elise is like over there taking notes, writing things down. That's kind of what I want you to do. If you can't like write right now, you can put notes on your phone or just do some mental notes. What are some of those things that you need to get done every single morning? No questions asked. One of them should be brush your teeth, right? So that is like part of worked into my morning routine. So as
And
I'm
take my supplements.
yeah, no, see, I'm going to walk you kind of through what my morning routine looks like. And I want you can take pieces of it, parts of it. You should say, like, brush your teeth. It should be on there. Like, everyone needs to make sure it's on there. It shocks me sometimes. I think most people are good about the morning. It's the bedtime. It shocks me when people are like, yeah, I don't usually brush my teeth before I go to bed. I just fall asleep wherever. And I'm like, that is not my jam. Like, I got my night routine down smack too. And it doesn't take me very long. It's like, take my supplements, brush my teeth, wash my face. That's like the thing. That's really as simple as your morning routine can be. So mine, I get up. The first thing, this is a key here. The first thing I do look at, which they say never to do, is my phone. However, here's the thing. My phone is in my bathroom, and that's my alarm clock. It is in my bathroom for multiple reasons. part of it, I'm going to be honest with you. I truly believe this has some cancer causing properties to it. And if I can spend a small amount of time, like 8 hours a day away from it, that's probably a better thing. So I keep my phone in my room, and that also keeps me from like laying in bed longer than I should and scrolling and then waking up first thing and scrolling. So that's where my phone is, on airplane mode, plugged in. Okay. I turn my alarm off, and that's me looking at my phone. Don't look at your phone for the first like 20 minutes of the morning, bare minimum, is my thought process. You can pick how long that is. Like sometimes it's a couple hours. Like Joy, was it yesterday? I don't know, for like multiple days, I didn't turn like my phone off of airplane mode until like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm good. I'm doing my thing. I don't need it. Okay, so next thing I do is I take my morning supplements. Part of that is my electrolyte drink, Hydrate. I have been talking about this a lot lately. If you haven't been following me, you can go watch my reels and everything I've been posting and sharing. We wake up dehydrated. 75% of Americans are clinically dehydrated, and it's even more prominent in the morning because we're going all night long without drinking anything. Our body needs water to process all of the things. So even while we're sleeping, our body is working, right? Very low level of work, but it is working. And so it's utilizing water. We also tend to sweat while we're sleeping, those kinds of things. So we're waking up dehydrated. And most people, the first thing they grab is something that dehydrates them even further, called coffee. I choose to do the opposite, and I mix up my Hydrate then. That's when I drink my Hydrate, is first thing in the morning, to start my day off hydrated. And that is, to me, is like game changer when it comes to like the grogginess, the tiredness. The cues that people think are tiredness a lot are same as dehydration. Very, very similar. Like there's obviously some differences. Like you're not gonna have a dry mouth because you're tired necessarily. However, the grogginess, the tired, the lethargy, dehydration. So if
even thinking that we're hungry, even like that we easily confuse hunger with thirst, with the the start of thirst. And if you wait until you're really thirsty, then you're already behind the ball.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's part of my thing, is making sure I'm hydrated. So I mix up my Hydrate, I drink that, and I take my morning supplements. Wash my face, brush my teeth. Those two are like non-negotiables, morning and night. Brush my teeth, wash my face. And then this is something that I have more recently integrated, and I super love it. If you're not familiar with grounding is basically getting your body, parts of whatever part of your body, in the earth. The earth looks different for all kinds of things. Sometimes when I do grounding when I'm at the beach. I love walking barefoot on the beach, in the sand, in the water. I don't live at the beach, so my grounding is literally just walking outside in the grass. Sometimes I walk around in my backyard. This summer, like I've had to water my garden. I have ducks, so I have to let my ducks out of their coop. I go throw the ball for my dog. So I'll spend a significant period of time barefoot outside in the mornings, because that's like, especially in this, like I said, in the summer, I have more time. I do this even when it's snowing. I started doing it like the beginning of this year. So there were some days where I was out there in snow, and it was not a very long time that I had my feet in the earth, because it got really cold really fast. And I'm a pansy. So that's another piece that I do every morning. And to me, that's kind of a movement piece. It's self-centering, all of that. There are so many things that grounding helps with. It helps boost your immune system, helps produce serotonin, it helps regulate your melatonin, all that. Like there's so many good positive benefits that come from it. And I just feel like it really helps center me, calm me. Instead of starting my day with coffee to make a more anxious, stressful day, I start my day with electrolytes and earth. I feel like a total hippie over here right now. I'm totally fine with it. So that right there is my morning routine. That is the nuggets of my morning routine. You're welcome to take whatever. Obviously, I continue to do other things throughout my day, but those are the first like non-negotiable things of my day. Involves putting the right things in my body, cleansing my body, grounding myself. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Mm-mm. All right. Does anyone have any thoughts on how they need to change their morning routine? I love prayer, scripture, and journaling. That's beautiful. Mine will sometimes involve reading as well. I've been doing that a little bit more. I do have like the Jesus Calling book right next to my bed. And I love that because it's like this long, this long of a prayer. Like I can read it in less than a minute. We're good to go. Amen. Wham, bam. Thank you, Jesus.
Got mine. Got mine.
Yeah.
I like having, the time to read. I like having the time to and be outside, outdoors as much as possible. As many days as possible, not all day long, but just making sure outdoors. And I even notice Arlen has a better day if he gets outside. It's important for us.
Something I learned with Sophie, my oldest, pretty early on, and I did it with Jade too. When my children are melting down, especially as a baby, like this was my trick. I would either put them in the carrier if they would go in it, depending on their age and how much the freak out was. But I would put them in that, or I just wrap them up and grab them and walk outside. And it was almost like an instantaneous, like
the fresh air. That still helps me. Like that's why I like
it
to
helps
go for
me
a
too.
walk
I
in the
do it all
morning.
the time. I do it myself. When I feel like an anxiety attack coming on, I just go sit outside. Yeah. Yeah. And like this time of the year, it's like get out as much as possible. Fresh air, like windows open. All of the things I'm so down for.
It was gray and rainy and like 67 here today in Illinois. And I was like, oh, this reminds me of what's coming in Portland. But tomorrow it'll be gone, so it's okay.
It's supposed to be like 90 this weekend, actually. I will take it as long as I can have it because I know it's coming. Okay. Does anyone want to share what you can share what your morning routine looks like, or you can share how you think you need to change it, or ask, do you need any advice? Do you have like, this is what I'm doing and I need help? SOS.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So the first thing I usually do when I get up in the morning is I take my thyroid medication, and I'm not supposed to take anything else with it, or I'm not supposed to eat or take any other medications with it and for like an hour. So I do like my second bout of medications like an hour later when I'm at work and stuff. So I'm just curious because I would really like to do the hydrate thing first thing, because I know I need that. And I'm curious if you think that would counteract, or be an issue.
Joy, I say you need to hydrate first thing in the morning. Do you know a little bit more on the thyroid meds than I do?
Yeah, it's usually the calcium that interferes with the thyroid meds. But what I take Armour Thyroid, and what I do, I don't know if you ever get up in the middle of the night. I usually do at least once, and that's when I take my thyroid medicine. Because the main thing with them is that you should just take it at the same time every day. And so or try to as best as possible. And so like I don't set an alarm or anything. I just count on, like, I know I'm going to get up, and especially with the baby, I'm going to be up for some reason. And so I take it in the middle of the night, and then I don't have to worry about it interacting with anything. And I know my stomach's empty too, and then I just go back to sleep, and it's not an issue. So I don't know if you you can count on waking up
No,
every
not
night, but
really. I don't wanna.
okay. Okay. But unfortunately, yeah, it does have some calcium in the hydrate. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
But I
So,
could still convince myself to just drink a bunch of water, and then I can have my hydrate at work when I eat
You can
breakfast.
do the hydrate at like that hour marker with all of your
Mhm.
other supplements.
Yeah.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Mhm.
drink because the water, you're totally safe with water for sure.
Yeah.
So have a glass of water when you first get up to start that hydration process, and then do the hydrate an hour later.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Thanks,
I
Joy.
have-
Knowledge
I have a-
drop. No,
Is
that
the
was the one question that was allowed.
the hydrate the same thing as I'm doing right now, Joy, or is that different than the drink
That's
I'm
a
doing?
different,
I thought
that's a
so.
different drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
what
Yeah,
I-
you're doing the slim, the pink drink so far.
That's what
So.
I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
I-
started and then added the hydrate a couple months in, and I got it just because I was like, oh, it's an electrolyte drink. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try that, because I was running. And then I had the big aha moment of like, I get muscle cramps in the night. Why don't I drink this before I go to bed? Let's see what
Yeah.
happens. And yeah, mind blown from that.
Mhm.
Yeah, Joy
Does
Joy drinks her hydrate before she goes to bed because it
Mhm.
keeps her muscle cramps at bay. I
Yeah,
drink
that's-
mine first thing in the morning.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm like a really big water drinker anyway, so I drink tons of water before bed and when I get up. But
Are you thirsty all the time?
no,
Okay.
I just like water. I mean, kind of.
Mhm.
I guess I am when I definitely am if I have like a lot of salt or something like that. I'll notice that I'm thirstier than normal. But not in particular necessarily. I just always have water with me. Like I've always just been someone that tries really hard to drink a lot of water. But so it's been a little bit with the slim, it's been a little bit like hard to remember to grab that because I always just have my water bottles in the morning and I'm like forgetting to grab like the slim packets. And so I threw some in my purse today, trying to remember.
Mhm.
They
that.
are gonna start being scattered all over your life. I actually was cleaning my desk the other day. Joy, was I
Yeah.
talking to you when I was doing
Yeah,
that?
you found the black hole of your desk.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
found the black hole of my desk, like the couch cushion situation
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, look what's all that there's a little spot in my desk like that. And I
Mhm.
pulled out a rosary and
Oh my
all
gosh.
these random things. And I was like, oh, there's a slim in here.
Oh my gosh. The other thing I noticed, so I recently increased so I never used to take any of my before I started Plexus. I never used to take any of my supplements before I ate something in the morning because my stomach would always get a little bit like upset. But I've tried taking them the Plexus ones without eating and I'm doing okay, but I don't know if that's okay. Like should I be eating just a little something or is it okay to take them on an empty stomach?
Joy, what's
No,
she on?
you want them on an empty stomach. She's on Triplex with ease. That's pretty much.
All empty.
Yeah.
All empty.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I can do.
It depends on what we're talking. Like if we're talking about like our multivitamin, I do recommend that with food because it increases the absorption
Yeah.
rate.
Okay.
And
If we're
Metabin
talking
too.
about like one of our metabolism enhancers, I usually recommend that one with food too. But the Ease, the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, I recommend all empty stomach.
That's what I've been doing. Okay.
Yeah. And it depends on like the medication or the capsules, like some medications you're supposed to like thyroid take on empty stomach. Some medications take with food. So it's the same thing with various different supplements. What is the supplement? How is it best absorbed and utilized? So it just it varies from thing to thing.
Has Plexus come out with anything like packets or anything that you can put all your vitamins in or like sort them or anything like that? Or is it just like you just do it yourself? I'm just curious.
I don't know if we occasionally have some on our like shop site.
Or what do you guys do? Do you just have your bottles out and take your vitamins and
I personally do.
okay.
But I also, my husband, as I like to call it, has an old man vitamin. It's how I get him to be more consistent. So
Oh.
I have a travel one. Elise has a travel one. I have a travel one
Okay.
for my travel because I don't want to be
Yeah.
taking
Yes,
All
that's
the
what I,
pills.
yeah.
Yeah. When I travel, I bring this and then
Oh,
I just,
cool.
it's really cool because it like folds and then it
Oh.
unfolds again. So there's
Wow.
like lots that you can have. And then actually this year they came out with one of our contests. For a month they had like a stick bag. So when I travel, I put all of my like active and pink drink and collagen sticks in here when I travel.
Okay.
So, but
My daughter's
those
using that
we
as a
can't
pencil pouch.
buy. Yeah, I don't think we can buy it.
Okay.
I don't
It was
see
a
any on the
price.
website right now.
Yeah, you might look sometimes.
I
You
need to
have
get
like
me
a
one.
little cosmetic bag. You could kind of put those in there
Yeah.
if you come to work, you know.
Yeah.
That would be
So
a good idea.
I have like little bags or something I can use. I just was thinking about like how to sort them, and I pretty much know what they look like now, you know, like which one's which or whatever. But I was just trying to come up with some ideas because I feel like if I'm more organized about having them all put where they need to be the time I take them, I go, but when I have to open every container, plus I have a 5-year-old and I don't really want him getting into the containers. And so I'm trying to like find places he can't get to them, and, you know, because his vitamins are on the counter too. And so I just don't want him like, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt him, but I just don't want, you know, do that. So, aw. Baby sounds.
Here, Arlen. Okay, any quick last minute questions or anything? No? Okay, cool. For those who aren't aware, so we have 30 minutes of the first 30 minutes of our call are focused on the community coaching aspect. And then we have a second 30-minute section where we talk more about the business side, how to make money with Plexus, all of that fun stuff. Yeah, I want a sec. Actually, I'll go ahead and do it now. Thanks.